Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons.
Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us and welcome to another edition of Transformer Facts Friday. This is the second weekly roundup show that I like to do on this channel, which gives me the perfect opportunity to do exactly that. Keep you guys updated with what's going on in the world of Transformers. So this is things that I could have found off the internet, off forums, off social media like Instagram. I'll also keep you updated with what's going on with my YouTube channel, which we're on now, and of course my Instagram, which is Toys_R_Us. There's not as much to go through today. There's, I think, maybe a little bit of a lull before Christmas, but we've still got some interesting things to go through, so we might as well just jump straight into it. So these were, I suppose the word is leaked, because we've had no other information on these at all. A couple of days ago, I just missed it on the Wednesday show. These are the red figures, so the RED, Robot Enhanced Design. So these are non-transforming figures. We can see that Ultra Magnus is basically just a straight up redeco, of course, of Optimus Prime. And then the new guy is a Transformers Prime, so that's the separate cartoon, Transformers Prime, the cartoon version of Knockout, and that is looking very, very interesting. Again, non-transforming, we don't know any more than that at all, just these pictures have surfaced, and that's it, to be honest. We don't really know anything. However, sticking with non-transforming figures, there's another one that's coming out, and this, it looks interesting. It's definitely not one for my collection, however, but it's huge. It's going to be a 13.5-inch shattered glass Optimus Prime from Super, and it's got Super Cyborg features, a bit like the Bumblebee one that I showed you a few months ago, which is based, I'll show you the pictures now. So it's official Super 7, and it's a Transformers collaboration. Of course, you've got the posable limbs, but no transforming features at all. I took this from tformers.com. There is a big write-up about it here, but let's have a look at the figure. So that is, of course, the chest. There is the packaging, and there he is. It is, again, of course, just a redeco of Optimus Prime. But what they've done, I love the fact you've got the Matrix still in the chest, though. So it's like the Cyborg, again, very similar to what they did with the Bumblebee version. It is just a giant shattered glass Optimus Prime. Yeah, and that's going to be coming out soon, and of course that again is Super 7. And if that's your thing that you like, then there's so much non-transforming figures, it's crazy at the moment just how many there actually is. Right, moving on to third party, and I keep saying that this guy does look stunning, and I actually cannot wait to go and see this in hand. It is, of course, their take on Raiden. I nearly said Radiatron. That's what they're going to be calling it. So, of course, we've got pictures of 4 bots. But what we've got here is we've got the 4 bots combined. And again, it's looking stunning. Let's see if I can get these right. So we've got Moonshine. We've got Ice. Yeah, we've got Iceland, Iron Arm, and, of course, Iron Knight. And what we're going to do now is what they've done there, of course. They've got their 2 other limbs from Superior, and that's just to give you an idea of, I suppose, just how good this figure is going to look. And of course they are completely winning the race with regards to Takara, because Takara, as well, I suppose all we know is we've only got Shuki. We've not seen any other pictures. That's not to say that they might not have some hidden away, shall we say, and might just release them fast. But again, Moon Studios, there's 4 definite, and of course we've just got Shuki at the moment for the Moon Studios. Right, moving on to some things that we've seen before. We've just got a few more images. I've not chose them all. There's so many images of these online now. I've just chose the ones that I think you might find interesting. And these are, of course, Studio Series Bumblebee figures. I've got some pictures of some packaging, and I've got some more pictures of them, actually, I suppose, in the toy mode, of course. But what's interesting, what I thought you might like to see, is this is, of course, Ravage, all folded up. And there he is, a little bit more detail of him in his alternate mode. I don't know if I'm particularly swung by this guy at the moment, but what I've got in a second coming up is a picture of him in Soundwave's chest. Again, a couple of pictures of Shockwave. I think he's quite a good core class figure. I don't think he goes at all with, of course, the Kingdom, but he shouldn't, because this is a movie-based figure. So again, just some few images of these, because I think these, with regards to being Studio Series figures, and everybody I seem to speak to have got the same consensus. You know, lots of people I do know are very anti-Bayverse, shall we say, but with these, they're sort of turning their heads ever so slightly, shall we say. Right, I need to get you that picture. I'm going to go back onto them there, but the main reason, of course, is this one. That's what I thought you'd like to see. So you can see quite clearly there that he does fit inside him. So It's going to be quite big, isn't it? Because look, if that's all rolled up, we know it's a Voyager class, but this is going to give you an idea of just, I suppose, how big his chest is. Still not sold with the alternate mode, which is coming up now in a picture. And I think, again, that's the only thing, in my opinion, which is letting it down at the moment. The rest of the figures are looking good. And here is some actual shots of them in packages. This guy, I think, for me, is the front runner at the moment. Definitely he's the front runner. There's the back of the packaging, so he's going to be 18 steps to transform. Then we've got Wheeljack again. We've seen a lot of him already. He's 31 steps, so I'm imagining that's going to be really quite tricky, to be honest. There, of course, is Ratchet, and he's also going to be 22 steps. And I think that's all we've got, because that leads us on to Radiatron again. Radiatron, can't even get it. Right, what I've got now is just a couple of things. One is basically cross compatibility, which is brilliant. Talking of Soundwave, with Kingdom Soundwave and with Earthrise Soundwave and Kingdom Blaster. So it's emerged, of course, these have been spotted in America already, but what somebody's done is, there you go, you can see they put eject inside Soundwave, and of course you've got Laserbeak by the looks of it inside Blaster. So I'm really pleased with that, because that means that it's again a great homage to G1, and you can mix and match the cassettes. Obviously, you know, that's great just for playability, and it just, again, it's a brilliant homage to G1. The final thing I want to talk about is something that was on I talked about this on Wednesday, but I didn't really go into too much detail, and there is a second part to it, believe it or not. So I showed you an image of black Ironhide, and the reason why I wanted to discuss this again is because I had a few questions on here and a load on Instagram, but basically there's two parts to this story. So it looks like we might be getting, this is taken, as you can see, straight off Cybertron. This one is, funnily enough, and it's talking there about a possible redeco. This is not confirmed, so don't get like jumping on, like thinking, yeah, we're going to get it. A possible redeco, and this is an appalling, as I say, thing. The picture online is really blurred as well, but you can just about make out there the War for Cybertron Omega Supreme might be getting a redeco to the colour of the Guardians. So the Guardians, of course, were from the cartoon, and they basically were Omega Supremes, but in blue and white. You can get an e-hobby version of them already of the G1, but if they do that, that would be stunning. But the main reason that I wanted to just discuss this quickly at the end is because at the bottom of this here, there is that picture again of Ironhide. And as I said, we already know we're going to get lift ticket. And again, people just asked, and for the people who are getting new subscribers all the time, so for people who've not been aware of me on this channel, this is an official old, and I've done a video on this, so if you want to see this in more detail, I know it is absolutely tiny. This is an old Diaclone toy catalogue, and as I was saying, I would be very surprised if we don't get pretty much all of these colour variations. Now, we already know we're going to be getting lift ticket, which we can see there, and you can also see there the rest of all of the other variants, as well as, of course, the main figures and characters that we know and love. So this is, as I say, Diaclone, and have a look at this if you want to have a look at it. This will give you a bit more of an idea of perhaps the figures that we're going to be getting. Again, on here, thanks to the people who commented, we know about Clampdown, we know about Spin Out, Cordon and all that, and there's the original Blue Streak, which we know is coming out in Generation Selects, which is there with the blue roof. But if you want to see this in more detail, there is a video of this on my channel, and I hope that that sort of explains it quite a bit more for the people who are yeah, let's be honest, who don't really know much about Diaclone, because it was all pre-Transformers. So there you go. Not too much, but I hope I managed to cover everything for you there. Again, coming up to Christmas, I've sorted out a top 10 list. I just need to now actually film it. Can't wait to do that. And again, anything else that you guys want to see, just let me know. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe.